Amazing. Tell us about some of the songs in the album.
Okay, the album starts off with a classic guitar duel, and I think a lot of your listeners will really dig the lyrics on this record, but there's also a lot of great guitar work. Guitar players have become very sissified because heavy metal in America, it peaked in the 90s when all the hair bands came out, and it lost its integrity to a lot of people, and it went underground, and now it's making a resurgence. They came through a period where they weren't even doing guitar solos. This record is full of guitar solos. And we start off with an instrumental that's just, lobbing guitar solos back and forth to each other, or volleying them back and forth with me and our other guitar player. And the next song is called This Day We Fight, which is influenced by the war speech that Aragorn gave in, or whatever his name was, in Lord of the Rings. It's saying that, hey, man, we may die tomorrow, but we're not going to die today, because this day we're going to fight, and we're going to kick butt, and we're going to take down names. And that's how it's been for us. We've really had to fight an uphill battle, but it really seems like the worm's turned. Websites like Blabbermouth that have hated me since the day that they started gave us an 8.5 on our new record, and they said that it's time for them to pay attention to Professor Dave, and I'm thinking, what? This is a website that whenever I would say anything, they would post a story about it and slam me. So it's amazing the way that everything is turned around right now for us, for me, for just sticking to my guns too, because there was a period where a lot of heavy metal bands reinvented themselves. So then we go into different songs, like 1320 is a song about drag racing, and the National Hot Rod Association loves the song. We've got a song called 44 Minutes, which is about the North Hollywood bank robbery that happened back in the 90s. And then, of course, the title track, which is about the document that I discovered that our former president had signed, that it was brought to my attention by searching the web, knowing who you are, and also seeing the part that you posted about Lou Dobbs, because I really respect that guy. And I thought, there's just something really wrong about this. And I looked into it, and I thought, that's it. I'm going to sing a song about this because it's perfect. It completely predicts, because I read 1984 when I was just a kid, and I've got so many songs about this, like Hook and Mouth was about that. There was just a whole bunch of stuff that talks about this future world that we're just blindly marching into.
Well, we certainly are blindly marching in. We have video and photos of neighborhoods with no one even protesting, with the Pittsburgh police and Pennsylvania saying for the G20, no one's allowed to congregate, no one's allowed to be on the street. They say, flee, flee, and then they turn on the sound cannons. They hit my employees with it. We've got video of them walking up to women and billy clubbing them in the head. Video. Pardon me?
I said, oh, my God.
Oh, no, it's incredible. We've got video. In fact, we'll play some of it in the background for people watching at prisonplanet.tv, not just on the radio, of the military pulling up and grabbing peaceful protesters, snatching and grab and cramming them into unmarked police cars. The military. I mean, wow. So they're not only announcing the world government and the world tax, and Obama is now a dual president in the UN and the U.S. As the chairman of the Security Council, but now the military's, I mean, it's like they want us to know that they're in control.
Yeah, I think so, huh? Wow. That's so sad.
I guess you take a mortal man, you put him in control, watch him become a god.
That's right. And these things, that I've been talking about them forever. As long as I can write music, I've been talking about stuff like this. It didn't really get to a point where people would, really take anything that I said seriously. I mean, imagine what it's like for these poor guys that sing songs about dragons.
Well, exactly. But I mean, again, I've gone over the years and read your lyrics again, and it just rung true when I was 20 years ago. I mean, I've been listening to Megadeth since it started when I was about 12, and when you started it, and I was like, I don't know. It was always probably my favorite, if not my favorite, heavy metal band. I like the speed metal and everything, the mix and the different. And I like the fact that you're not fake. You've never changed. You've expanded and grown, but it's never changed. You're not changing your hairstyle or acting silly or trying, I mean, you're doing what you want to do, being authentic. And I think that really underlines what you've done with Megadeth.
Well, I think that's a very American way, too, just to be true to yourself and to stand up for what you believe in. It's hard for people to really stand up for what they believe in anymore, because if you do something like that, they'll vilify you. If you're doing anything that isn't status quo, yeah, it was hard in the very beginning to be open about my life, the problems I had, and to be open about the band and problems we had, and people were not responding to that very well. But now, at this point, I can always say that I've been sincere since the beginning. You see these other guys that do these image makeovers and go from one band where they're dressed like they're the front man for Chains Addiction, and then the next band they're in in some biker band, and it's like, how can you sell that? How can you convince your fans or the following that one day you can be an androgynous space queen and the next day you can be the spawn of the Big Red Machine?
Well, again, you have been anti-New World Order, anti-global government. How long's Megadeth been around? 21 years? Longer?
Yeah, it's been close to 25 years. When we started,
wow.
it took a little time until we got the first lineup and went into the studio to record. That happened.
Stay there, Dave. Got to break again. Sorry to cut you off. We'll be right back. Amazing. Dave Mustaine.
Do you understand how dark it is? How far down the line we are? How late it is?
Darkness was all around me. My dreams are all nightmares anymore. And this is what I dream every night. The leader of the New World Order, the President of the United States, has declared anyone now residing inside the U.S. of A. without the RFID chip, you're just an illegal alien, an enemy combatant of America. Welcome to the New World Order. This is the end of the road. This is the end of the line.
Yeah!
This is the end of your life.
Wake up, people!
This is the our society, in a society we're inside the fence like as you know it stops. They got their rules of conduct and we got ours. Be quick or be dead, you crumble up and die. The clock is ticking so slowly, and so much can happen in an hour.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Hear the whole song, the whole album at Megadeth.com. Megadeth.com. Or just Google Megadeth, the term Endgame. Get it at iTunes. Get the CD. Get it all at Megadeth.com. We need to support this type of message. Megadeth is up there at the very top of heavy metal, ladies and gentlemen. And these folks have packed stadiums across the planet. We need this anti-New World Order message now more than ever to warn people. Whatever's going to happen with the New World Order, whatever this global system's going to do, we have to stand and resist it. And the clergy response teams have been hired by the feds to tell their flocks to not stand up and not resist. They're going to be raptured out. Ladies and gentlemen, that is unbelievable. Dave Mustaine, I tell you, every time I hear that song since it came out last week, it just blows me away, and the lyrics just get even more hard-hitting. The RFID, the New World Order, the president. And then we played in the first hour audio of armored vehicles with sound cannons saying almost the same thing you've got in that intro. I mean, talk about unbelievable.
Well, I'm a real American.
Hell yeah, you are. And let me tell you, tens of millions of Megadeth fans worldwide are now going to finally understand. They're always, why does he have the UN on the cover of his, I mean, you say my film Endgame influenced your album Endgame. This cover that I designed, I told the graphics person what to make, was influenced by a Megadeth cover. Did you notice that when you saw the Endgame DVD cover, that it was similar to that one where you have the UN and the flagless flagpoles?
You know what? I know exactly what you're talking about. I never saw the correlation. That's amazing.
But it's just crazy that you influence me and I'm influencing you.
Well, that's what I believe. Good ideas, when people share stuff like that. That it's a grassroots kind of thing, and people, they benefit from it in a huge way when they share the truth, because the truth is undeniable.
In fact, that was from Peace Sells. Peace sells, but who's buying?
Yep.
That's awesome.
That was actually something that I saw. I got that song title from a Reader's Digest magazine. I was living with this girl, and she went to work, and I was a lazy musician, so I stayed back at her place, and there was a Reader's Digest there. That's why I make fun of the magazine and the song Sweating Bullets, why I say nice story, tell it to Reader's Digest. Well, yeah, because I actually read that magazine for a little while after I got the title for Peace Sells out of it. Interesting little book, but not something that's really modern anymore, I guess.
What did you think of my film Endgame itself, specifically?
I loved it. I thought it was great. I mean, you're very brave to go and get in the face of people like this. I guess we all have our calling.